Hey guys, welcome back. Last episode when we left off, we had just taken Thornburg with Uvatha and his army. And I'm not really sure what to do with Uvatha at this point in time. I would like to continue to use him to support Khamûl in Dol Guldur against the war against the elves. But as we saw, somewhere in here there is a captain of the Sylvan Elves with quite a large army. And I believe he is heading south towards Thornburg, so I want to just... I'm going to keep Uvatha there for a couple turns until we get a better idea of where that army has gone, and then we can move on further. I just don't want to leave a skeleton crew of in Thornburg while we move Uvatha, in case that army shows up and wrecks my shit, basically. Mostly, I think it's going to be Khamûl. He's going to be our most offensive army/leader in the north against the Sylvan Elves. But I just don't want to deploy them yet. I don't want to overextend because I am already planning quite a large offensive against Gondor outside Minas Tirith. Speaking of, I need to grab Dawndeath with his troll catapult, his favorite pet troll catapult, and they are now in West Osgiliath. The plan is Dawndeath will attack from West Osgiliath, and Dwar of Waw will attack from Cair Andros. But unfortunately, Dwar of Waw's army is slightly undermanned, and also there is a massive Gondorian army in the way now, led by Aranuir. So what I'm going to have to do is grab my reserve units from Minas Morgul and Cirith Ungol. I'm going to have to send them to Dwar of Waw so we can have a fully stocked army, and then we can double team Aranuir here and push right on through to Minas Tirith. And that's about all that's going to happen. We are finally in the black again. Somehow we have gotten out of the red. We did fail this mission to blockade the port of Pelargir, unfortunately, but there was no motivation to finish that mission in the first place, so I'm not too worried about it. But I think that's basically all that's going on in our kingdom right now, is we are just preparing for the offensive on Minas Tirith. I don't have any scouts in the north anymore due to Gornag getting knifed, but we can still continue to look around with Gorshag. And, High Elves, eh? Our first sighting of the High Elves. Very odd. And it's in Talsir, in the province of East Enedwaith, which... that's kind of... in my opinion, that's slightly odd, but I truthfully have no fucking clue where they're supposed to show up. Or anything like that, but that seems slightly odd to me. I do need to move Lunmaz back to Minas Tirith before we begin our offensive. I would like to have eyes on hand before we, commit our forces to perhaps a trap or anything like that. Lunnuf is continuing back to the lands of Mordor. Unfortunately, he has been caught up on the road by some Haradrim. We have another diplomat somewhere in Rohan. Here he is, Ugnag, our good friend Ugnag. We're going to try to get some maps from the Rohirrim, but I really doubt they'll give them to us.
This seems
okay.
Good day to you.
Okay, for some reason, even though we are enemies with Rohan, they've given us their maps. I guess they weighed the pros and cons of giving intel to the enemy, because we gave them equal intel. Now we have a better idea of whose empire is where, and there we go. We got maps for all of Rohan, and it's quite an expansive empire. There you go. You get a better view here. Not bad. We're going to be attacking them soon enough after we take Gondor on. But other than that, they're more a secondary enemy at this point. Hopefully it remains like that for now. Like I said, though, that's basically all that's happening in our empire at the moment. We're just gearing up for the assault on Minas Tirith. And I think I'm just going to have to end turns, just fly through the turns until we're ready to go. Fucking Arthdor has bribed more of our units, and that's very annoying to me. We lost quite like 3 or 4 units there, and that's very unfortunate. Those were the units, rather, that were destined for Dwar of Waw and Cair Andros, who is now... It looks like he's getting boxed in by Aranuir and also Captain Tathar, just coming out of nowhere, which is a little unfortunate. And we're gonna have to knife Arthdor eventually because he is starting to get very annoying. Unfortunately, oh my god, we got a gift from the Council of Nobles, 1,000 florins. I'm not sure what we can do with those. We can recruit some mountain trolls. which we shall do. Hopefully that doesn't put us into debt per turn. I'm fairly confident it won't, but we could also use a ballista, I suppose. Any strong units to take Minas Tirith, just trolls actually. I think we'll do just fine with those trolls. And somehow we'll have to skirt by Arthdor and place those units in these armies. I think what we'll have to do immediately, though, is grab Dawndeath and attack Captain Tathar. And then we can get him out of the way while we attack Aranuir in the rear. Look at this. It's mostly Gondor militia. This should be an easy battle. Alright, I'll see you in the deployment phase. Alright, here is our battle. I just want to take a quick look at our troll catapults. These guys look derpy as all hell, but I can't wait for them to let loose on these Gondorians up here. Basically what we're going to do is just charge right the fuck at them. I don't see why not. Just gonna get our front lines to move up, and then we'll charge our flanks. Like literally we'll run them. Hopefully in a gambit to encircle the Gondorians. I want all of my units to let loose on these guys, though. That would be great, considering we have a massive missile advantage right now, as the Gondorian army is, for the most part, just heavy infantry. One cavalry militia unit, and that seems to be about it. Maybe there was an archer or two in here, I can't remember. Oh yeah, there we are. One archer, and that's it. Oh, these axemen of Larsenak as well. Not a problem. They are running away from us, though. The most cowardly thing they could have possibly done. I suppose I'm going to have to speed my entire army to catch up to them due to their cowardice. I'm going to put my archers in front of my lines, though, and we'll see how that goes. Hopefully they don't get caught out, but you never know. It always tends to happen that way when I have my archers in front of my lines, that they never get behind my lines in time. But here we go. We've got Dawndeath about to do some skirmishing here. He needs to thicken up the line, though. There we go. Except the Gondorians have turned to meet him, which I'm not too pleased about. I was hoping to charge into the rear of these guys, but I should be able to charge into the flanks, though. Under missile fire, but that should be okay. Just a few arrows won't hurt Dawndeath, nor his Black Numenorians. We just want to get a charge or two off and distract these guys, keep them in constant disarray whilst the main body of our force moves up. Okay, so our troll catapults are beginning to fire. Any second now. We want special ability Rotting Meat. Let's try that. I have no idea what this does, but I guess we'll find out. Our scouts are indeed in front of my lines, and look at that. It's basically a self-fulfilling prophecy that my units are about to get fucked up. No. Our orc bands are going to try to intercept those Gondor cavalry militia, but it's not going great. Okay, we are streaming forth onto the Gondorian units, and this should go great. I've got the Gondorians right where I want them, fully encirced. My Chow catapults are getting... Oh, I see. Flaming ammo and also Rotting Meat. That's a whole huge amount of... I just lost track of what I was thinking. I was just so flabbergasted by Rotting Meat. I didn't realize I would have multiple ammunition types, but that's very nice. Okay. We're going to have to flank these guys very quickly. I have no idea what's going on anymore. I lost track totally of what was going on, but anyway, I think we're going to be able to handle these guys very easily. I just got to get Dawndeath to attack these cavalry militia and get my orc maulers to do some damage here. There we go. I think we basically totally encircled the Gondorians. Probably the best way this could have gone, except my Morning Guard are getting kind of fucked up by those archer militia, taking a few casualties. Okay, here we go. I got my orc raiders attacking the Gondor militia. My orc maulers will encircle them even further. Dawndeath is taking out these Gondor cavalry militia quite easily, I would say. He's doing a deft job, whereas my Morning Guard are about to chop through these archer militia as well. Yeah, this was easy peasy for my units. we're now routing a lot of the Gondorians, except my orc bands are now running through units that are still fighting, and that's not very smart. Very easy battle. Very quick indeed. Just gotta get these Gondor cavalry militia broken, and that's about it. These axemen of Losanak are doing quite well as well. I may encircle them with these orc raiders instead of getting those raiders to attack that militia. And there we go, problem solved. Let's get our units over here to attack those cavalry militia. There we are. And that's it. That's basically the end of the battle, I would say. Dawndeath needs to break these cavalry militia, and then he's free to run down as many prisoners as he wants, and then we can get some more coin off him, which would be pretty great in my mind. Okay. I'm gonna just speed this up for a little bit. Okay, I think we killed the captain. That's either the captain or Dawndeath. Enemy general fallen, Captain Tathar. See you later, sucker. But now we can get Dawndeath to basically round up all of these prisoners, and we're good to go. It appears that's the end of the Gondorians in my main line. Now we just need to close these pockets that have appeared around the world. And you know what? I'm just going to run down as many... Oh, there we go. It's the end of the battle. But I'm going to run down the prisoners as usual. I will catch you with the statistics. So there we have it, a clear victory. We captured 500 Gondorians there. I'm not really sure how much they're going to be worth because, for the most part, I think they are militia. But there we go. Battle of Anorian, 3002 of the Third Age. Once again, only Dawndeath gained experience for some reason. Well, I mean, he did capture the most prisoners, and he also inflicted the most casualties. Oh, shit, never mind. This unit of Orc Raiders has captured the most prisoners. I'm sure that kind of pisses off Dawndeath, actually. He doesn't like competition. Oh, shit, this is worth quite a bit more than I had thought. So we can ransom these guys and get 2,000 florins, which I think we will do. Florins, in-game it says florins, but in reality we know they're just generic gold pieces. Could be anything. I don't know what Mordorians use for currency. Pieces of man flesh? I have no idea. But anyway, I think we're going to ransom these guys as usual. Of course, Gondor has accepted, so now we have quite a bit of money. And I think the first order of business is the upgrade of Mount Doomington. One of our largest towns, aside from Nirnan, I believe. Yes, Mount Doomington is second. And, oh no, maybe East Osgiliath? No, Mount Doomington is actually larger. But there we go, we're going to upgrade Mount Doomington, and hopefully that will give us quite a bit more money. All we need to do now, though, is attack Aranuir in the rear, and then we can clear the way for Dwar of Waw. I don't know if we're going to be attacking Minas Tirith right away, or if we should wait for a few more units for Dwar of Waw. I think we'll probably go right away. After a turn with these two orc bands, we'll go. But hopefully this amount of infantry is strong enough. I mean, all the infantry I have, they're not very strong units. I could have waited for Uruks, but that would have been quite a few thousand florins down the line. I think a drill square, yeah, it's 6,000 gold coins, and that's absolutely insane. I've never seen that much money in my life. And I don't think we'll wait for those units. But anyway, well, my mistake. Dawndeath is actually going to be attacking Anarian here. Aranuir, my mistake. Anorian is the province. Okay, that is next turn where we'll attack Aranuir, but not much going on in the north. Oh, shit. Andir.
It will be an honor defeating you.
One of the first elven generals that we have seen. He's got quite an army. Nearly a full stack of elves, and I don't have any scouts to check him out. Maybe he's heading towards Thornburg. I hope not. But I guess we'll find out in the coming turns. Lunmaz is nearly on Minas Tirith. Oh shit. Captain Isven. That's quite an army. We've got some reinforcements coming up to Minas Tirith, and I'm not very pleased about that, I gotta tell you. Ugnag. Let's send Ugnag south to Gondor and see if we can get maps from them. I mean, we have basically seen the breadth of the Gondorian kingdom, but doesn't hurt to get a better idea. Gorshag is now in Elven lands, and I'm sure that's not the end of it. Yeah, they've got the entire coast, I would assume. So we'll just get Gorshag to scout out those places and bring back some intel. Shoot us some letters, some postcards, anything really. And I suppose we'll try to make some decisions with that information. I don't really think we can do much with that information, but we'll get it nonetheless. We're definitely going to need a scout in the north, and I'm not sure where I got my scouts from last time. A spy is 350 gold coins, so we'll recruit a spy next term, and we'll send him north. And we're back, and right off the bat, Lunnuf, our diplomat from Harad, has been bribed, and that kind of saves me the trouble of finding where to send him next. I guess that's something. Also, we don't have to pay him wages, which is also something. We got a new candidate for adoption, and look at this guy's fucking head. That is a massive melon. Unfortunately, we have to decline that adoption as well. And we have gone back into the red, mostly because of my trolls, I think, that I've recruited in Barad-dûr. We have to send an emissary to Isengard, which we will be doing very soon. Well, within 5 turns, I guess we have to do it. If we complete that, we'll get some military units. I'm quite interested in those military units, so I think we'll have to grab Uglag, wherever he is. Here he goes. We're going to have to grab Ugnag. My mistake. Don't tell him I said that. We're going to have to grab Ugnag and actually tell him to head north. Look at that. 2 more turns. We will be able to make it in time for that mission. I probably could have even gone to Eric from Gondor and turned right around and still made it. But nevertheless, Ugnag is on his way. Yeah, when Lunnuf was bribed, I thought it said Laguf, and I was going to say, my god, our most loyal orc, and he has been bribed within a few turns, but no, it's just Lunnuf, a useless diplomat in the south. Captain Arathorn has come from somewhere, I don't know, and he is threatening West Osgiliath. I guess Arathorn must be a somewhat common name in the lands of Gondor. But we gotta get Dawndeath to take care of Captain Arathorn. It looks like Dwar of Waw has to handle Aranuir himself, which wouldn't be much of a problem. But we did recruit a few units in Cair Andros. And you know what? I may even give the trolls to Dwar of Waw. No, that would be a mistake. I want to give them to Dawndeath for sure. Because what's going to happen is when I assault Minas Tirith, this this army of Dwar of Waw is going to be AI-controlled reinforcements, and the AI-controlled reinforcements are probably the dumbest pieces of shit I've ever witnessed. They just charge straight into whatever units they can find, and I don't want my trolls in that kind of environment. It's too dangerous, so I need to control my trolls directly. Control my trolls directly. Wow. Okay, we're going to attack Captain Arathorn in the field, get rid of him. And then we will be able to march on Minas Tirith. Then we'll be able to march on Aranuir. My god. Hopefully Dawndeath has an army left after all these battles. So it appears that we have one of the most miserable battlefields I've ever witnessed. This shitty, muddy, snowy field. And we're basically just going to wait for the Gondor. Oh my fucking Christ, they have trebuchets. I did not notice that. But like I was saying, we're going to wait for the Gondorians to come to us because, for the most part, we have the missile advantage. It looks like they're going for the high ground though, so what I'll have to do is grab Dawndeath, and he's going to have to take on these trebuchets on his lonesome. Hopefully he doesn't get roasted by them, but it looks like we're going to have to pursue them. We're going to have to pursue the Gondorians uphill, unfortunately. Hopefully this does not go poorly. I hope everything goes well. I'm sure we'll be able to catch those trebuchets before they get into the proper position, though, which is going to be great. We're just going to have to skirt around, make sure these infantrymen don't turn around in time to intercept Dawndeath. But it looks like they have a ballista and some trebuchets. This looks very reminiscent of that army we had fought outside Minas Tirith before, and we just absolutely dominated all of their artillery. Ghost ballistas, rather, if you remember those. It looks like the remnants of that army. But here we go. I'm going to get Dawndeath to take these guys out right now. Unopposed. It's going to be great. Here he goes. Bam, 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 bam. They don't even know what's going... Oh, my God. I've never heard the battle cry of the Black Númenóreans before, and I kind of wish I didn't. That's gonna haunt me until the day I die. And I'm sure these artillerymen feel the exact same way. Look at this guy. I don't know what it is with bannermen, but they just don't give a fuck. If you've been keeping up with my English campaign, I've had all sorts of trouble with bannermen recently, just being absolute assholes. But there we go. We've taken out their artillery, and now we have assuredly missile superiority. I mean, it was drawn into question a little bit because they had massive trebuchets to basically pester me with. But now the Gondorians have gone to the crest of the hill, and we're going to have to move into range slightly. No, just full on. We're going to have to move into range. There's no slightly about it. Here we go. I'm going to speed up the game so I can wait for my trolls without boring the shit out of you guys. Here we go. Right. All of my units have been positioned, and now we just got to wait for them to arrive. And hopefully these Gondorians don't make a mad dash for our lines in that time. But it appears that we're basically in range now. I gotta say, though, our troll catapults frickin' motor along. Maybe that's one of the unmentioned benefits of troll catapults. They just fucking motor at 1,000,000 miles per hour, like they're keeping up with my infantry who are running. And that's quite odd for artillery. Oh my god, another bannerman just not giving a shit. Like, we're waiting for you, buddy. Look at his weird arm. I mean, I don't mean to poke fun at the disabled, but this guy has a fucked up arm. Okay, we're gonna get our trolls to shoot into the mass of Gondor because, holy shit, they just bundled right up into one massive pile, and they're just charging at our lines now. So I guess we gotta get our infantry around the flanks while we have the chance. And my orc bands are trying to withstand the charge, but they're not gonna last long, I don't think. There we go. I kind of wanted flaming shot there so I could see what's going on, but it's not meant to be. Okay, I'm going to do some counter-charging here. My orc band here is going to charge at those Gondor militia. Okay, perfect. Hopefully these guys can skirt around without being caught by the Gondorians. Dawndeath, of course, is always going to be going around the flank to personally fuck some people's shit up. My scouts are, in fact, on skirmish mode, which is not the greatest. Whoops, wrong buttons. Here we go. My troll catapults need to be firing at those archers, though. There we go. Everything's looking great. Although my orc raiders did get caught up, like I said they would, unfortunately. Now we just got to get Dawndeath to attack those militia. Good thing about this army is that there is no general, so once we kill the captain, I basically think they're gonna flee like nobody's business, except my trolls aren't firing, unfortunately. They'll have to fire at the archers, I think. Okay, I'm gonna designate some charges here with Dawndeath. Looks like those cavalry militia don't give a shit, so we're gonna charge into the backs of some of the stronger units they have here. Gondor, spearmen, etc. There we go. We're getting some good... Oh, whoop. Some shots from my troll catapults, and basically not successful in the least. I'm taking 1,000,000 casualties in my spear lines, though, which I'm quite concerned about. We have to break these militia units before they tear through my spears any further. Some of my units are below 100 men. My orc maulers have to take care of these Gondor spearmen. Dawndeath is tearing the shit up in the center, and it looks like a lot of the Gondorians are fleeing already, which is pretty great. My god, mass routes all over the place. We just have to capitalize on this. Okay, I think the majority of the Gondorians have fled the field now. There's just a few units that are sticking around for some reason, and we just gotta mop them up with Dawndeath. I don't know where their general has gone, and by general I mean captain. I have no idea where their captain has gone. Oh my god, here he is. He's being fucking weird. He's flipping around our flanks, not really doing much. Gotta get my scouts to take him down. Alright, look at that. That was a mass rout, and it was beautiful. It was the most beautiful thing I've seen this episode. We just got to capture as many of these prisoners as possible. And I will do that off camera. As always, though, I will see you with the stats. Once again, another clear victory. However, we captured 1,000 Gondorians this battle, which is a fuck ton. And I didn't notice it, but a lot of those units in there were weakened. Good units, strong units. Spearmen, Gondorian infantry, and there was a unit of Citadel Guard in there as well that we managed to capture. So hopefully we'll garner quite a lot of money from that ransom. Holy shit, if we were able to ransom these guys, we'll get 5,000 gold coins. See, there was some Spearmen Legio, some Citadel Guard, some Gondorian infantry, and looks like the most expensive unit in there is actually this Spearman unit, which is 117 men. We captured 60 Citadel Guard, and they're worth 400. Oh, my mistake. There's an 800 gold coin unit here, which is Gondor infantry. I'm hoping that Gondor will accept the ransom. Hopefully. Ransom rejected. Shit. I was really hoping for those 5,000 gold coins. That would have helped us quite a bit. But there you go. We have continued to clear the province of Anorian of Gondorian enemies. And I'm sure that we can combine some of these spear bands, like so. There we go. And we'll send this unit back for some retraining at Barad-dûr. We need some more meat shields, though, and by meat shields, I mean we need some orc bands. Our orc bands are the best units to have on our front lines. They seem to soak up the majority of our casualties. I need an escort for these troll units before we send them, though, and I think it's going to have to be Laglug in Minas Morgul. He's going to transport those trolls to West Osgiliath, and then we can utilize them from there. Aranuir continues to hang out around Cair Andros. I don't really know if he intends to attack now that he doesn't have support, but nevertheless, the road is, for the most part, clear to Minas Tirith, and we'll have to continue to push on that way next episode. Not much going on in the north. Like I said, I really want to concentrate on Minas Tirith for the moment, and once we take that, we can probably direct some of the funds needed here towards the north, take out the elves a little bit. Because we are in dire financial straits right now. I just don't want to stretch us too thin. I mean, we're pretty thin already, considering we're in the red. I just want to concentrate on one area at a time. I hope you understand. But anyway, I'm going to end it here. As always, thank you for watching. I'll see you next episode.